give me fire, give me double shot it down.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight, we are here, the Pocono Mountain, for the TSJ NASCAR 200, as the Elite Racing League Join APS.com Cup Series heads into the next round of our regular season. And man, I gotta tell you, these drivers here at Pocono are finding all sorts of ways to figure out how hard inside and outside walls are. As tonight in a practice, we have found these guys doing all sorts of crazy stuff. Practice is up and over. Time to move on to qualifying. We're moving right through the night very quickly. Wait for our first car to come out on track. That looks like the 56 of Tate Lytle gonna be the first one to roll on out. This is single car qualifying. Do want to welcome you all and thank you for joining me. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and I hope you all are strapped in and holding on tight, because it is going to be 80 laps of racing here at Pocono. Be a great time tonight. One driver gonna walk away with the win. Who's it gonna be? Well, as crazy as it seems, we have had 6 races and only one driver has managed to win more than one race. That is Chad Frankenfield. Or I'm sorry, he's only been able to secure the pole twice. We have not had a repeat winner so far this season. 6 different winners in 6 different races. The 83 machine of Stephen McGough out on track. '83 machine running some flames. Hopefully his car doesn't go up in flames here tonight. Anything's possible though. This is what they call the tricky triangle. Joshua Personette and the 7 machine out on track as well. Just about 3 minutes left to qualifying as the 7 works his way down the front stretch. Dallas Myhan in the 41 machine right now, posting second quick on the speed chart. Levi Zielinski in the 97 machine out on track now. Trying to bring you all these drivers, all the cars as they come out. This is a big track for a qualifying solo lap. It does take them a moment to get up to speed. Joshua Furr in the 25. Starting his first lap. Joshua Furr, the winner at Indianapolis. '15 machine of Chad Frankenfield. He's starting to roll out for his qualifying time. Frankenfield, the winner at Villeneuve. 15 machine, as I mentioned earlier, the only car that has had the pole position twice so far this season. And Chad post up another quick time For the moment, the 56 of Tate Lytle on pole. The 56 plows it into the barrier at pit entrance. Damian Leininger in the 12 machine, starting his first qualifying lap. As we like to do here at Turn 3 Racing Network, we are going to step away for the Star Spangled Banner, and we will be back for your starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Turn 3 Racing Network is tonight. We're here for the TSJ NASCAR 200. Drivers taking to the grid. Everyone uniquely lined up on pit road here at Pocono. Time now to go through our starting lineup. Chad Frankenfield earning the third pole of the season with a fast lap of 52.015. Tate Lytle on his outside with a 52.064. That will make up row number 1. Row number 2 gonna be the 25 of Joshua Furr and the 19 of David Hooker. Row 3 will be the 11 of Matthew Weeks, the 42 of Thomas George. Row 4 will be the 10 of Jared Rexing and the 66 of Ryan Lutz. Row 5 will be the 12 of Damian Leininger and the 7 of Joshua Personette. Row 6 will be the 14 of Brady Clark and the 2 of Brandon Key. Row 7 will be the 94 of Kendall Noah Player and the 45 of Matt Arcara. Row 8, Gerald Campbell in the 31 and the 6 of Logan Shea. Row 9 will be the 97 of Levi Zielinski and the 41 of Dallas Myhan. Row 10, the 28, Joshua Clark, 83 of Stephen Goff. Row 11 will be the 3 of Scott Haney and the 86 of Ethan Reisner. Row 12, the 26 of Tyler Riggs and the 23 of Chuck. Row 13, Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine and the 9 of Rusty Capel. Row 14, the 87 of Richard Hines, the 73 of Michael Goodman. Row 15, Chris Jordan and Brent Jones in the 89 machine. Row 16, the 22 of David Westergreen, the 77 of Jacob Bell. And that will make our starting lineup for tonight's event. Chad Frankenfield in the 15 machine, getting control of the field as the pace car peels off. Green flag is out, and we are underway for tonight's event. Chad with the early jump there. As I mentioned, he has earned the third pole of the season, and it looks like that start, everything he needed it to be, as he has got clean air heading down into turn 1. Field works its way off of turn 1, heads down for the very short turn 2. Some call it the tunnel turn because of the tunnel that they pass over. And already Lytle challenging for the lead to the outside of the 15. It is a 4-car breakaway at the front here. Lytle gonna settle for second down the front stretch, but he is gonna use the draft to develop a run. Lytle gonna give a good little shove to the 15. No pass here as he sets himself up for the next lap, maybe the next corner even. 25 machine of Joshua Furr sitting right there in third place, watching this battle take place. Frankenfield now leading, as most of this field has gotten single file. 80 laps tonight's scheduled distance. Chad hoping for his momentum to continue on with the early lead here, but that 56 machine, Tate Lytle, going to keep an eye on all night long. Drivers all running single file here. We do have a few drivers running side by side. That is the 97 of Levi Zielinski down on the inside of the 28 machine of Joshua Clark. Levi gonna complete the pass there. Now Clark in the 28 making a move to the inside. They stay door to door as they head down this very long Pocono front stretch. Heading off into turn number 1, Zielinski on the outside, giving plenty of room to the 28. Now the 86 machine of Ethan Reisner, he's going to allow the 28 to pull him up to him, using that draft there. And the 86 of Reisner is going to motor on past the 97 of Zielinski, but now Levi is going to challenge back with a good run through turn 2. 26 machine of Tyler Riggs right there on the back bumper of the 97. Sharing that draft gave the 97 some speed heading off into turn number 3. Riggs now looking to the inside of Reisner. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, George in the 42 machine and Jared Rexing in the 10. Jared almost got into the wall there. Just kept it off the fence. The 11 machine of Matthew Weeks taking a peek to the inside. Is he going to try and make it stick through turn number 2 here? Rexing gives him plenty of room, but gets a run up off the corner. Weeks is going to settle in behind the 10. The 10, though, will not settle in behind the 42 of Thomas George. Jared Rexing taking a move to the inside here through turn number 3. And Rexing came into tonight only 11 points behind Chad Frankenfield for the top spot in our season standings. And the 10 now settles in behind the 42. They head for turn number 2. Meanwhile, the 19 machine of David Tooker, he is sitting in 4th place, applying some pressure to the 25 of Joshua Furr. Tooker, who has had some amazing runs so far this season, not yet been able to seal the deal with a race win, but has given himself plenty of opportunity to be there at the end of the race. So maybe tonight will be the night for the 19 machine. He works his way into 4th place, keeping that 25 machine in striking distance. Meanwhile, the 12 machine of Damian Leininger going to the inside of Weeks. Ryan Lutz in the 66, gonna follow the 12. And Matthew Weeks losing a few spots there. Meanwhile, we got a big old smattering of cars. They work their way into turn number 3. 83 machine of Stephen McGough leading this troop of cars. Levi Zielinski in the 97. 45 machine, Matt Arcara on the outside of the 37 of Ethan Burrell. Side by side, couple rows deep through turn number 1. Everyone gets single file as they head for turn 2. Zielinski leading this charge. Now the 26 machine, the good run into turn 2. That was Tyler Riggs. He's down underneath 5 of Arcara. Sorry, the 26 is scored as the 23. That is Chuck Sweeting. The custom numbers not quite matching what iRacing has scored for him. Duly noted. We'll keep track of that. Same as last week. Should have known that. My fault. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Chad Frankenfield has led all 8 completed laps. Starting to enjoy now the biggest lead of the race that he has had. It isn't by much, almost half a second. The 15 showing that early speed here, but will that 15 be able to continue on with this speed deep into a tire run if we get into a long green flag situation? Thomas George in the 42 moving into 4th place. David Tooker falling to 5th. Still starting to spread out now. Except for this group of drivers, they are still going at it. That is the 28 of Joshua Clark. He is now challenging the 14 of Brady Clark. 14 on the outside of turn number 3. That is the 26 of Tyler Riggs. 3rd car in that group. Ethan Burrell right there, trying to make his way up to the front of the field. Logan Shea in the 6 on the outside here. Could be in danger of getting freight trained. Levi Zielinski drafts up to his back bumper. But Shea gonna hold him off into turn 2. Linsky gonna wash up a little bit, try and make a move to the outside down this little straightaway. They head for turn 3. Meanwhile, another group of drivers going after it. That is the 94 of Kendall Noah Player. Damian Leininger in the 12 machine way up high. The 2 of Brandon Key. The 31 of Gerald Campbell. 2 of Key looking to the inside of Gerald. Gerald not putting up much of a fight. Key gonna complete the pass through turn 2. But Campbell now making the crossover move down to the inside as they head off into turn number 3. Still door to door and side by side. It looks like Leininger gonna try and catch a draft off the 31, but 2 of Key gets a good run off the corner. Oh, as we got Levi Zielinski going around, Stephen McGough going around on the front stretch. McGough in the 83, his back bumper all sorts of torn up. And Levi Zielinski looks like he is stalled out on the front straightaway. There he is, he's got it refired, has grabbed a gear and started rolling again. Gonna back this up. Let's see what happened. The 97, the 83 just get together on this long Pocono front stretch. Longest front stretch in NASCAR. So the 83 with a good run off the corner. Zielinski in the 97. Looks like he just misjudged trying to close in onto the back bumper of McGough. We go on board with McGough here. The 83 going around. A little bit of damage to that back bumper. But the pace car is out. The field has slowed down for the first time tonight. Levi Zielinski has made his way onto pit road. And now here comes the field for pit stops. The 15 leading the charge. Everyone into their pit stalls. Aaron Rexing in the 10 does not look like he's gotten in very cleanly. That is going to cost him a whole lot of time. And Jared Rexing, good news for him, this has happened under caution. Bad news is everyone else is already leaving their pit stall, and now he is down and away. The Frankenfield winning the race off of pit road. Kate Lytle coming off second. While we have a minute, we are going to step away. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back for our restart. field has formed up behind the pace car. Road number 1 going to be made up of the 15 of Chad Frankenfield, the 56, Tate Lytle. Row 2 will be the 25 of Joshua Furr and the 42 of Thomas George. Lights have gone out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. That caution wiped out a 1.5 second lead that Frankenfield had. For the moment, it looks like he's not bothered by that as he gets on the throttle. The 25 of Furr able to follow him very quickly onto that throttle. And Joshua Furr in the 25 machine looks like he's going to get into second place, but the 56 of Tate Lytle with a good run on the outside lane challenges right back and takes the spot away from the 25 machine. Tate Lytle in the 56 not going to be denied as the yellow comes out just as quick. It looks like troubles for the 58 of Chris Jordan. Heavy damage on the front end of that thing, along with the 22 of David Westergreen. Big stack up. It looks like the 14 of Brady Clark got sideways. Big stack up into turn number 1. Three wide into turn 1. Rexing coming down onto Brady Clark there. Carnage and mayhem behind. We go on board with Westergreen. Take one more look at this. Chuck Sweeting to the inside there. A lot of good cars torn up on this restart as they headed off into turn number 1. Few drivers coming down pit road. A lot of these drivers were the ones that were caught up in this incident. Jared Rexing in the 10. One of those drivers made a little bit of contact on the outside of Brady Clark. 45 of Matt Arcarian. It looks like he's got some damage to the front end of that thing. For the most part, though, a majority of the field staying out. Are working lap 19 of 80. Let's see if we can't get a quick word in with the driver of the 42 machine. That is Thomas George. Thomas, you got your ears on, bud? Thomas George, driver of the 42 machine. This is KR up in the broadcast booth. Can you hear me? All right, it looks like Thomas George not able to talk to us right at the moment. That's all right. I understand. Very focused, very concentrated on his race. Started 31 cars here tonight. By Zielinski in the 97 machine has just gone behind the wall. He will be our second car out of the race. Jacob Bell in the 77, unable to answer the call for the start. So Zielinski will be scored 31st, Jacob Bell 32nd. For the moment, those are the only two cars out of the race. Chris Jordan in the 58, still sitting on pit road. Jordan might be able to get back out there, but a lot of damage on the front end of that 58 machine. Does find himself currently one lap down. Riding on board with Joshua Furr in the 25 as we navigate around this 1.5-mile triangle. Minutes for a pace lap here at Pocono. Our fast lap of the night was on lap 2 by Chad Frankenfield with a 51.931. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Do want to give a shout out and thank you to everyone joining us in YouTube. If you have a favorite driver, let me know who it is. Try and give you some insight into what's going on with those drivers. Don't have a favorite driver? Well, I can pick one for you. That 15 machine's been looking pretty stout all night long. He has been out front for 19 laps. Qualified on pole, came into tonight as the points leader. The 10 machine of Jared Rexing, only 11 points behind him in the point standings. Jared found a little bit of trouble here recently. Fired very deep in the field right now. He has some work to do, but man, I'll tell you what, not count out Jared. A lot of racing left to go. Green flag back out. Frankenfield with the jump once again. Joshua Furr right there with him. The 25 following in the tire tracks of the 15. They head off into turn 1. Once again, Lytle on the outside in that 56, making a power move back into second place. Drops down in front of Furr in the 25 machine. Oh, it's a 66 of Ryan Lutz right there. Field all sorts of scrambling right now on these fresh tires as we're going to go 3 wide into turn 3. Everyone thinks better of it and settles down for 2 wide. The 26 machine, that is Chuck Sweeting, scored as the 23 in iRacing. Looked like he had a big moment catching the car right there through turn 3. That is a pink and white car of Kendall Noah Player. Looking to the inside. Jared Rexing in the 10, as I mentioned, someone to keep an eye on. Came into tonight, second place in the point standing. A little bit of contact, brought out that most recent yellow. Again, we see cars coming off of turn 2. Everyone scrambling for some room on the racetrack, trying to make something happen. Restarts are a hectic time out here at Pocono. Everyone on some fresh tires. Fresh tires really allow the drivers to get after it, get those elbows up, get the foot down on the throttle. 6 machine of Logan Shea. Right now finds himself in 13th spot. Just a few spots behind him, driver of the 73 machine, Michael Goodman. Michael started 28 tonight, has been marching forward in that 73 machine. Right now, he finds himself in 15th place. Got a nice little bubble of no one around him. He's got a little personal space, a little safe space. No pressure in front, no pressure behind. Able to log some laps, hit his marks. But the 41 of Dallas Myhan closing in very quickly on him. Myhan looking to pop that safe space bubble that the 73 has. We go on aboard with the 73 machine. Myhan closing in so close, not able to make a move through turn 2 just yet, but with a good run, he's going to take a peek to the outside. Goodman to the inside into turn number 3. Myhan in the 41, going to make the pass on the outside, but can they get the power down the front stretch? Weeding gonna try and push the 73. Damian Leininger in the 12 machine gonna cross over down underneath. The 73 washes up a little bit, almost got into the 94, or the 94 almost got into him, however you want to word that. But the 73 gonna lose several spots through turn 1. But Michael Goodman out there on track, continuing to have a solid run. And by solid, we mean, well, still in the race. Chris Jordan has just gone behind the wall for an early exit here tonight. 58 machine can't get back out there, will be scored in 30th spot. Frankenfield in the 15, though, continuing to put in an excellent performance so far. Has already opened up just over a 1 second lead over Tate Lytle in the 56, but Lytle under heavy pressure from the 25 of Furr. Furr gonna complete the pass before they head off into turn 2. Lytle not wanting to go door to door through turn 2, but Joshua Furr going to take over the second spot in the 25 machine. So Frankenfield is our race leader. Tate Lytle crossed the start-finish line last time in second. Joshua Furr, though, now holds on to second. Lutz in the 66 in the fourth, and rounding out your top 5 is the 42 of Thomas George. The 19 machine of David Tooker finds himself in 6th place for the moment. Hooker, who started fourth, hasn't fallen too far back from there. Lowest he's been scored so far tonight, 7th place. Working that throttle very gently as he tries to get the power down for the front stretch up off of turn number 3. Well, Thomas George to the inside of the 66. Lutz along the wall. Did he get a run up off the corner? Not enough to make the pass before they head down into turn 2. George holding on to that 5th place. Drivers all now starting to get single file as we've got some laps on these tires. Thomas George trying to make a move by drafting off the 66, but the 66 says, I'm not going to have any of that. Snaked his way down the front stretch. And Lutz, for the moment, in the 4th place, Thomas George 5th. But here comes the 42 to the inside of turn 2. Oh man, they almost touch on the exit. It almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. That time they do touch. The 42 of Thomas George sideways, but he saves it. Big checkup by the 66, 42, and the 19. But everyone keeps it going. We stay green. But a big moment for the 42 machine of Thomas George. Meanwhile, they have got a pack of cars that is trying to close up to them. That is the 7 of Joshua Personette, the 26 of Tyler Riggs, the 2 of Brandon Key. He taking a peek to the inside of Riggs. Not going to happen there. That is the 31 of Jared Campbell. Campbell to the inside of the 37 of Ethan Burrell. 28 of Joshua Clark right there as well. Meanwhile, Chad Frankenfield opening up a 1.2 second lead on the field. Drivers battle it out back behind him. We are nearing the halfway point here at Pocono. TSJ 101-200 has been action-packed all night long. Thomas George in the 42, the 19 of David Tooker, the 66 of Ryan Lutz. They've all swapped positions. The 66 losing another spot as well to the 26 of Tyler Riggs. To move Tyler Riggs into 6th place. We go on board with Joshua Personez. He's watching this battle shape up. Lutz on the inside, Riggs on the outside. Through turn 2, side by side, bold move for both drivers as turn 2 gets very tight. That 66 machine not giving up on the inside. Personette watching all of this take place. He's saying, hey, if you guys want to crash, I'm gonna let you, but man, I'm gonna try and miss you and take both your spots. You have 28 cars out on the lead lap. The race leader is the 15 of Chad Frankenfield. They are marching very close to the halfway point. Joshua Furr sitting in second place. Furr picking up the opening race of the season at Indianapolis. Then Chad Frankenfield won the second one. Third race of the season went to Tate Lytle. Those guys all running first, second, and third. For the moment, could one of these drivers in our top three become our first repeat winner? The 15 really making a case to be the winner of this race here tonight. Fourth race of the season was at Charlotte Motor Speedway in the Casting for Hope 120. Anna Mayer won that race. Ryan Lutz picked up race number 5 at Dover International Speedway for the Bang Energy 200. Lutz finds himself in 7th place right now. Then Joshua Adams on October 9th picked up the 6th race of the season. Trying to find, do not think that Joshua Adams is here tonight. So we have an opportunity to be our first repeat winner of the season. This is the halfway point of the regular season. Only 11 races total before we start our chase at Iowa. That will take place November 27th. Top 14 drivers making it into the chase. But before we can even get to Iowa, we have to go through Pine Cone Cabin Daytona 500, 200 laps at Daytona International Speedway. That event will be November 20th, 2019. Make sure you mark your calendars for that one. That is going to be a big show. It is the final race in the regular season. It is a full-length Daytona 500. A lot of drivers circling that one as the one that they want to win. At our car in the 45, a little bit beat up on the front end. Battling with the 3 is Scott Haney. Meanwhile, we got a 3-car battle right here. That is for 15th spot. The 6 of Logan Shea holding on to it. 26 of Chuck Sweeting to the inside of the 10 of Jared Rexing. Couple other battles shaping up. Joshua Personette in the 7, the 37 of Ethan Burrell. Personette able to have that run on the high side. Brandon Keaton, the 2 machine. Now taking a peek to the inside of Burrell, completes the pass through turn 2. Burrell finds himself in 11th place. Caution flag coming out. I'm trying to figure out what has gone around. I am not sure what the yellow flag is for. Could be for the 22. I'm not 100% sure. Of Westergreen out on the front stretch, made his way onto pit road. Has gone behind the wall. We are doing a little bit of searching here for this incident. Bear with me. I apologize, but everyone had gotten boarded. Yes, the 22 hard into the inside wall there. I'm not sure if that one was what the yellow was for, but the 22 did make contact with the wall. But here comes our field under yellow for green, or under yellow for green flag pit stop. Good grief, KR. Field makes its way down pit road. Rangenfield leading this charge. Everyone hoping for 4 tires and fuel. Go up high above in the blimp. Get a good shot of who's going to win this race off of pit road. Burr with an excellent shot out of his pit stall. The 25 is going to beat the 15 off of pit road. Tate Lytle comes off in 3rd place. Thomas George in the 42 machine. 4th car off of pit road. And what a pit stop for the 25. Joshua Furr getting it done on pit road. Pit crew not letting him down, and we have a new leader. That is assuming that the 86 and the 9 hit pit road this time. They have been out there for quite a while. I believe that they will make their pit stops here. They just want to try and ride around and lead a lap. But while we have this race slowed down, let's see if we can't talk to our in-race reporter. That is the 42 of Thomas George. Thomas George, this is KR up in the broadcast booth. You got your ears on, bud?
I got you, man.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to get to talk to you. Tom, tell us a little bit about what's going on out there on the track tonight.
Drives like a dump truck, and if you're on the outside, you can pinch people down, so it's pretty aggressive racing at the start, and I'm sure you saw the battle I had with that 66 there, so sometimes you gotta do some things to get in front of them if you can't.
We have watched that battle between you and the 66, and it has been a very entertaining one. But it looks like good, hard, clean racing. What can you tell us about the attitude of the drivers out on the track?
I gotta say, it's a lot of take at this point, you know, not much give, but that's the way these cars are now, and unfortunately, I know it's entertaining for the people to watch it, and it's frustrating on my end, but I have to do what I can to get around these guys, and sometimes you got to make certain moves you wouldn't want to make in the case of what I had to do in the tunnel turn there. But pretty much it's just, you know, first 2-3 laps, get the track position you can, and then string it out from there and see what you got for the long run.
Well, I'll tell you, it has been very entertaining, very clean racing, despite everyone, as you're saying, maybe making moves they don't like. But man, right now, your car has been fast, been riding inside the top 5. Can you tell us, what are your chances of pulling off a win here tonight?
They got better now with the caution came out, even though I kind of didn't want that because we had gotten strung out, and you know, I wanted to see what the strategy would play there, but there's no way we can make it from fuel on here. That much I do know. So basically it's really going to come down to who pits first or who pits when and where it cycles out. But I have a pretty good shot here, I feel like. I think the car is at least a top 3 possible winning car. And I knew it was a winning car last week, and I just kind of screwed myself on that one. So we're just going to give it 100% and see what we can get out of it.
All right, man. Well, we'll see the lights have gone out on the pace car. We'll let you focus in on it. But one more thing. Any shout-outs or thank yous you'd like to give while you can?
I just thank you to all my teammates at Steel Horse, my owner at Steel Horse, you guys for putting on this show, and all the owners and admins for doing this league. It's been a pretty good season so far. I'm enjoying it.
All right, thank you very much, Tom, for taking the time to talk to us. It can be a disjarring experience. Give a mid-race interview. Thomas George taking caution flag to let us know what's going on out there, and we appreciate that here at Turn 10. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Field forming up. This time, for the first time tonight, we have a new driver in control of the field when the pace car peels off. That is the 25 of Joshua Furr. Ed Frankenfield in the 15, going to be on his outside. Row number 2 is going to be made up of the 56 of Tate Lytle. 42 of Thomas George, who we got to talk to. Tyler Riggs in the 26 machine, and the 66 of Ryan Lutz will make up row number 3. Art heading off into turn number 3. Drivers getting ready. It is going to be, I don't know, a wild 3 laps, as George mentioned. Everyone able to run very hard on fresh tires for the first few laps. Pace car peeling off. Here we go. Furr in control of the field. Green flag is out, and away we go. Frankenfield with an excellent start there. Maybe he had chose the outside lane for that restart. If that's the case, I apologize. I was wrong. I'm pretty sure that Furr won the race off the pit road. It wouldn't be the first time this broadcaster has gotten things mixed up. Doesn't matter. They are still battling side by side, though. Joshua Furr on the inside of turn 2. Gonna make the pass on Frankenfield. Oh, his contact between Lytle and Frankenfield, very light. Everyone stays straight there. Frankenfield, though, finding himself for the first time behind another vehicle. And the yellow flag is coming out. We got a lot of cars slow. Back this up, see if we can figure out what happened as we go to our turn 3 instant replay. It was the 7 of Personette, caught the infield grass, collects second place in the point standings. That is the 10 of Jared Rexing. So the 7, major net code by the 7. I thought he had clipped the grass, but that was huge net code. Don't know who he netcoded with, but holy cow, there wasn't a car around him. Go on board with the 89 of Brent Jones. You can see the crash happening up in front of him. And man, oh man, that has got to sting a little bit. Take another look at this. The wild one into turn 3. Netcode, I believe, rearing its ugly head here for Joshua Personette and Jared Rexing. That 7 machine up in smoke. And that is a tough, tough break for our second place in points, Jared Rexing. Joshua Personette in the 7. Not too happy about that one either, as he is going straight to the garage area. When early exit, once again, I guess we can't say early anymore other than they didn't make it to the end. Jared Rexing has gone behind the wall. And with that, guys, we're going to take a quick little break once again. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back. I need to refill my water bottle. Welcome back to Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is KR Stolfus. We're here for the Elite Join APS Cup Series, the TSJ 101 NASCAR 200 at Pocono. Thank you very much for joining me. We are just past halfway by about 8 laps. The laps are scheduled distance for tonight's event. Joshua Furr in the 25 machine. Been out front for 6 laps now. While we're away, Jared Rexing, Joshua Personette went behind the wall. Their nights are done. 15 machine, driver who has led the most laps so far in tonight's event, made a pit stop. He is leading the charge of the drivers who hit pit road. He finds himself all the way into 15th place, but he has 4 fresh tires. Got quite a bit of work to do, several laps to get it done. Joshua Furr in the 25, Tate Lytle in the 56, making up row 1 for this restart. Green flag is back out, and away we go. Tyler Riggs diving down in the inside lane. Furr, clean air down into turn 1. Lytle with a little bit of a connection issue. Not too bad, just a little bit of a blip. Gonna make himself solidly into 2nd place. Lytle gonna give a shove to the 25 as they head off into turn 2, backs off. Gonna make another run at him. Meanwhile, the 42 and the 66 going at it once again. We talked to Thomas George in the 42. Said that things happen very quickly here on the restarts. Maybe things that drivers don't necessarily like. That is part of Pocono with these long straightaways. These cars able to draft up on the vehicle in front of them. We still have 27 cars out on track. David Westergreen, right now he is scored in 29th spot. He has a shot at passing Joshua Personette and Jared Rexing as they have gone behind the wall and called it a night. Westergreen finds himself just 3 laps away, gaining 2 for position. Meanwhile, the 56 of Tate Lytle all over the back bumper of the 25 of Joshua Furr. Lytle taking a peek to the inside. He's got the momentum and the position as he heads off into turn 2. Joshua Furr not going to challenge him for it. And Tate Lytle to the top spot. But Furr not done battling just yet, doing the crossover move. He's now on the inside of turn number 3. Door-to-door racing here at Pocono down the front stretch becomes a very long drag race. And it looks like for the moment the 56 has the spot. So Tate Lytle to the top of our leaderboard, picking up his first lap lead of the race. Meanwhile, drivers on fresh tires trying to work their way through the field. The 15 of Frankenfield restarted 15th, moves into the top 10 now. As we got one going around. That is the 12 of Damian Leininger. Let's go to our turn 3 instant replay. Let's figure out what happened to the 12 machine. Matthew Weeks in the 11 got a good run up off the middle. A little bit better than the 12 machine. And I believe the 11 got caught off guard by how good of a run that was. Gets in the left rear quarter panel of Leininger. Now the 12 gone around. Hard impact with that inside wall. The back under yellow we go. We've had a string of cautions very close to each other here. This is our 5th caution of the night. Totaling 13 laps so far. Have laps to go. 5 lead changes in this race so far. Tate Lytle, your current leader. Joshua Furr. Ed Frankenfield, our other leaders of the night. How many drivers going to come down pit road this time? Lytle going to stay out. Burn the 25 though. He is going to lead the charge of a whole lot more drivers on the pit road than who stayed out. That 56 of Tate Lytle might be in trouble here as everyone else has come down pit road. Four tires on order for everybody. Two tire stop for the 15 of Frankenfield. That's going to gain him a lot of track position and some fresh rubber on the right sides. Good strategy call for him. So 2 drivers stay out this time, 56 and the 83. Looking out the back of our race leader, that is Tate Lytle in the 56. '83 is going to peel off here. He's serviced by his crew, but Tate can go ahead and stay out. But while we cycle around, I'm going to step away for a minute. We'll be right back after this.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back to Turn 3 Racing Network as we are here for the Elite Joint APS Cup Series. This is the TSJ 101 NASCAR 200, part of the Pocono Mountains. Yellow flag currently out on the track. Field has caught up to the pace car. Have formed up. We're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Tate Lytle in the 56 could be in some trouble here. Did not come down pit road. Rest of the field did, so we will see how this plays out for the 56. The 15 of Frankenfield has 2 tires from that pit stop, but in the previous caution before this one, been down on pit road and taken 4 tires, so that 15, good shot. And the one to keep an eye on, Joshua Furr in the 25, Thomas George in the 42, gonna make up row number 2. Row 3, the 26 of Tyler Riggs, the 66 of Ryan Lutz. Here we go, Lytle on the loud pedal. We are back underway as Tate gonna drop out a connection there a little bit. Not too long of a deal though, once again. Gets right back into it, and Joshua Furr in the 25 down on the inside. The 56 for the moment has the lead, but he's gonna wash up, and that is gonna allow a lot of drivers around him. He is going to lose spots very quickly as he had to lift that broke his momentum, and Lytle goes from the lead. He's fallen to 7th, maybe further as that is the 26 that Chuck Sweeting's going to get by. The 41 of Dallas Myhan looking to squeeze by, and Lytle dropping like a rock. Meanwhile, Furr in the 25, he is out front. Joshua Furr, your race leader. Thomas George in the 42 making a move onto the inside of Frankenfield, completes the pass, so the 2 tires for Frankenfield maybe not working out as well as he had hoped, but it was still a good call as he was mired deep in the field. So far, that 15 has a net gain. But Tate Lytle continues to fall through the field. He has gone all the way down to 17th place. That 56 machine is in trouble. Those older tires just not able to keep up with everyone on fresh tires as we're getting ready to go 3 wide. That is Ethan Reasoner in the 86, the 3 is Scott Haney. Yellow flag comes out as the 41 of Dallas Myhan pointed the wrong direction. Let's see what happened to the 41 machine that got him into the wall on turn 1. Making a move to the inside of the 19 of David Tooker. The 2 machine of Brandon Key is going to get into his left rear. Myhan backs it into the wall hard. Oh man, I did not see who that was, but a hold your breath moment. I believe that was the 87 of Richard Hines. Split the gap between the 41 of Myhan and the wall. Man, oh man, that was close for Richard Hines. Once again, we go back under yellow. While we have some time to talk about this race under yellow, I want to address those of you out there in the YouTube chat. What do you think of this race so far? And my opinion has been some awesome racing. We have seen some great side-by-side action. Picking a race winner is very difficult. If it would have been within the first 20 laps, I would have said that was the 15 of Frankenfield. As races roll on, strategies come into play. Racing is a cruel, cruel mistress. Sometimes she picks whoever she wants. Other times, looks cut and dry, but this race, man, I couldn't tell you the first thing about who was gonna win it. Joshua Furr, though, he is your race leader as the laps are winding down. Thomas George finds himself in second place. Will anyone come down pit road this time? Lutz in the 66 breaks away. Frankenfield in the 15 follows. And it looks like the rest of the field gonna come down for 4 tires as well. Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine, he's gonna stay out. 83 stays out. Our race leader, 25 of Joshua Furr, stayed out. We have 5 drivers who did not hit pit road. Our top 5 look like Joshua Furr, Thomas George, Tyler Riggs, Matthew Weeks, Goff. I've been saying McGoff. Tara Bolden in YouTube said it is McGoo. Maybe McGoof? That doesn't sound right. Maybe just McGoo. I'm not sure if I have been saying it wrong, Steve, and I apologize. Do not like mispronouncing names. I can only guess until I am corrected. I mean, it took all of the race at Richmond just to figure out how to say Ethan's name, and I'm still not even sure I got it correct. The 83 is going to peel off for pit road. The 22 of Westergreen hits pit road as well. Westergreen riding around in 27th place, 12 laps down. Is the only car scored any number of laps down. Do not have anyone 1 lap down. Alice Myhan has been on and off pit road. Pace laps here at Pocono are a very long 2 minutes, so that gives you a lot of time to hammer out some damage. Got some chat in YouTube. Joshua Personette saying that was the biggest netcode he's ever seen in his life. Had a top 10 car too. Man, I gotta say that is a rough one. I felt for you there. That was some bad netcode. Rachel checking in saying, I got it right. Names are hard. I don't know what I got right. I assume it's Ethan's name. He was working very hard with me at Richmond. It was an enjoyable time interacting with the fans of this Elite Join APS Cup Series. Yellow laps are long here at Pocono. So if you would like some insight, some information, let me know what driver you're looking for. See if we can't uncover some golden nuggets about that driver. Maybe you can tell me about them. Maybe I can tell you about how they're doing out here tonight. I can tell you that Ford Mustang that's out front, got a whole bunch of lights on, has some sort of difficulty right now. It looks like the lights have failed. I assume it's going to hit pit road next time that it can to have that worked on. Well, I tell you, I don't know why I'd let a Ford Mustang out front. All kinds of failures with the Ford Mustang. Heck, half the time you can't even find somebody that wants to get into one of those. They all like cringe. Ford, ugh, I don't want to touch a Ford. With the lights going out on it, the pace car going to have to hit pit road to be serviced by, well, I guess its pit crew. Joshua Furr and Thomas George out front. They did not come down pit road. Neither did Matthew Weeks in the 11 and the 26 of Tyler Riggs. They're going to make up road number 2. Row 3 is where we find our first set of Fuller Fresh Mr. Feelgoods, or Mrs. or Attack Helicopter, whatever they want to identify as. Joshua Furr, Thomas George. Out front. 19 and the 37 being requested from Rachel. The 25 gets on the throttle. Thomas George did not get a good restart there. The 26 of Tyler Riggs following in the tire tracks of Joshua Furr in the 25. Furr with clean air heads off into turn number 1, unchallenged. Weeks getting very close to the wall, didn't touch it. Man, he got everything he could out of the track corner there. And Joshua Furr enjoying the fact that there is a 2-car battle for second place with Ryan Lutz and Thomas George. Lutz on the inside, George on the outside. These two have been battling all night long. And the 66 is going to prevail for the moment. That is the difference between 4 fresh tires. That is only 7-lap newer tires on the 66 of Lutz. And he is really closing in quickly on Joshua Furr. He's able to cut through the corner. Furr trying to defend the inside. Lutz going to go to his outside as they almost make contact as Furr tried to close the door on him. Lutz on the outside here. Can he make it work through turn 2? He's got the momentum as we got a crash in the backup. That in the back of the field, Jared Kemp going around. He is in reverse and backing down the track. Tate Lytle in the 56 involved. Joshua Clark in the 28 squeezing through right there at the last minute, but Gerald Campbell getting involved in this one. Brady Clark involved in the 14 as well. Back this up just a little bit further and see what happened as they were working their way into turn 2. Lytle got into the back bumper of Campbell. Clark got into the back bumper of Lytle. And those three cars all got into each other and into the outside wall with heavy damage. And all of that happened just after the 66 took over the top spot with those 4 fresh tires. Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine started 25th. Haven't talked a whole lot about him tonight. He's been in a few battles here and there. Right now, he finds himself in 7th place. Looks like the 37 is going to hit pit road. Thomas George in the 42, hitting up from inside the top 5. He makes his break for pit lane. The 19 machine of David Tooker, he has stayed out on the track. Inherits that 5th spot. Once again, we cycle around to catch up the pace car, which looks like it's had its lights fixed. Some poor soul had to work on a Ford Mustang. I apologize, I messed that up again. Lester Green in the 22 machine, one of his many laps back. That 22 has had a rough night, as you can see from the damage all over the front end of it. Lost it coming off of turn 1. Smashed the inside wall, but he is not giving up on the night. Continuing to cycle around out there. He has a shot at passing a few more cars. Brady Clark looks like he has gone behind the wall. Lester Green can pass Clark in about 8 more laps. That will move 22 machine 7th to 6th. Tate Lytle in the 56 still being serviced by his crew on pit road. If the 56 can't get rolling again, that would be another spot for the 22 machine. And that is why, if you get into a race, to run for as long as you can, because you never know how it is going to play out. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not a fan of these cautions and all these restarts. The restarts are very exciting, don't get me wrong, but I'm not a fan of, a 2-minute pace lap. I'm not knocking these guys, I'm just saying it's hard to run as hard as these guys do on these restarts and not have someone make a mistake. These drivers all out there trying to get everything that they can. Mistakes happen. Crashes happen. If they didn't, they would have never invented that caution flag. But what I am a fan of, when it gets down to the nitty-gritty here, these drivers know what is on the line. We are at the halfway mark of the regular season. We have had 6 different winners. I'm sorry, 5 different winners. This is race 6. But tonight's race has been action-packed all the way through. And I have no idea what's in store within these next 11, 12 laps. I, for one, am very excited to see how it plays out. The 66 choosing the inside lane on his outside. Joshua for Chad Frankenfield in the 15. The 26 of Tyler Riggs. Those two drivers making up row number 2 for this restart. Ford Mustang getting out of our way. And the 66 gets on the throttle. We are back underway once again. It looks like the 15 is going to have a good run. Frankenfield to the inside of Furr as they head off into turn number 1. Once again, our leader, Ryan Lutz, clean air, able to pick his line. Everyone else having to give room to a car to their inside or a car to their outside. Down the straightaway, the field really spread out there. Joshua Clark in the 28, making some noise, trying to move up. Meanwhile, we have a 3-car breakaway here. That is the 66, the 15, and the 19. David Tooker finds himself in 3rd place. Ooh, we got one through the grass. No yellow just yet. I think that was the 26/23 of Chuck Sweeting. He went through the grass, but was able to drive through it, kept the car straight, no yellow. One car all the way on the inside wall, could not tell who that was. I believe that was the 6 of Logan Shea. Now the 9 of Rusty Capel moving to the inside. Another one sideways, could not see who that one was either. 10 laps to go. These drivers all laying it out on the line, but the 66 of Ryan Lutz is all about trying to get this race win. Could he become our first repeat winner of the season? Ryan winning 2 races ago at Dover International Speedway for the Bang Energy 200 has the lead for the moment, but the 19 of David Tooker closing in on him very quickly. And the 19 not making a move just yet as they head off into turn 2. Lutz now has a little bit of breathing room over the 19. Frankenfield in the 15, sitting in 3rd. These cars all have broken away from the rest of the pack. Lutz trying to break the draft, but the 19 rolls right up on him. Not enough to make a move just yet, but he is there on his back bumper. Now, through the middle of the corner, looked like the 19 was able to pick up the throttle a little bit sooner than our leader of the 66. Joshua Clark, meanwhile, has made it into 4th place. Rounding out your top 5 is the 11 of Matthew Weeks. 8 laps to go. Hooker making a look to the inside. Pass for the lead. 7 laps to go. The 19 of David Tooker. Could this be the move of the race? Down into turn 1. Lutz cannot challenge. Tooker to the front. David Tooker leading for the first time tonight, but he has a long way to go before he gets to the start-finish line. Lutz not giving up. Frankenfield in the 15. He's right there as well. Joshua Clark still trying to close the gap to these 3 drivers. Frankenfield making a move for 2nd place to the inside. Chad Frankenfield gonna complete the pass on the 66 through turn 3. Tries to slide up and close the door on him. Can't get it done. They're gonna go door to door. While they battle it out, the 19 of David Tooker trying to run away from them. The 19 looking at 6 more laps to go. Now Lutz to the inside of Frankenfield. Hooker in the 19 machine. Loving seeing these 2 battle behind him because that means the pressure is off on him for the moment. The 15 and the 66 almost getting together as they head off into turn 3. Now they get single file off of turn 3 down the front stretch. David trying to break the draft as he heads down to the inside of the front stretch. Makes his way back to the high side, then down to the middle. Now sets himself up for entry into turn 1. 5 more laps to go. David Tooker, your race leader. Didn't take the lead till 2 laps ago. Caution flag is out. And this is gonna change everything. The 6 of Logan Shea pointed the wrong direction. Grabs a gear, tries to get rolling. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the 6 machine. Battling with the 12 of Damian Leininger down to the inside. Leininger caught the apron, washed up into the back of the 6. And that is going to turn the 6 around and bring out our caution. But the 19 of David Tooker, the 66 of Ryan Lutz, and the 15 of Chad Frankenfield, these 3 cars all going at it for the race win. now are going to see that lead that they had over the 28 of Joshua Clark wiped out. You got to wonder who is going to hit pit road. Who is going to try 4 tires? Who's going to try 2? Who is going to try and stay out? Man, oh man, I've been saying it. You cannot make this stuff up. You cannot pick any person to win this race with any sort of certainty. You can have your favorite driver. Well, heck, I know. Rachel's favorite drivers, the 19 and the 37. How's it going to play out as they come down pit road? David Tooker looking to lead the way on the pit lane. Will someone try 4 tires? 2 tires? Who isn't going to hit pit road? Looks like the 31 of Jared Campbell going to stay out. So Gerald Campbell staying out. Hooker's right side goes up. Will it be a 2-tire stop? It's going to be 4 tires for the 19 machine. The 15 of Frankenfield going to take 2 tires. He's down in the way. Everyone else taking 4 tires. Drag race off of pit road. Big old wide pit road, so these guys have lots of room to share. But Gerald Campbell in the 31 does not come down pit road. Neither did the 6 of Logan Shea. Will the 31 and the 6 hit pit road this time, or will they try and be the ones that stay out, trying to gain some track position? Strategy here, all sorts of different in our top 4. Campbell and Shea look like they are going to stay out. Frankenfield did come down pit road. He took 2 tires. David Tooker in the 19, first car off of pit road with 4 fresh tires. If the 19 can get a good restart, having those 4 fresh tires will allow him to really pour it down into turn 1. But this is still anyone's race. But what we have learned so far, that the 6 and the 31 not coming down pit road will not be able to keep pace. The drivers who have made a pit stop. We saw that with Tate Lytle. So what does that mean? The 6 and the 31 very well could be roadblocks for the 15 and the 19. Looks like the 6 is going to break for pit road this time. The Logan J in the 6 machine not hitting pit road as I thought. Going to drop to the rear. As the field forms up, Frankenfield and Tooker are going to be on the inside here. Harold Campbell in the 31, good Thomas George will make up row 1 and 2 on the outside. Campbell has elected the outside lane. And Campbell has got to be careful not to spin his tires. This is our first attempt at a green-white checker. We'll have to bear with the timing and scoring as ATVO and iRacing try to work together through this green-white checkered. Things will only update as they cross the start-finish line. Pace car getting ready to peel off. We're gonna go green of flag racing for our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Pace car down and away. Campbell wasting no time getting on the throttle. Frankenfield and Tooker on the inside of him as they head down the Pocono straightaway. Nobody making any moves yet for the front of the pack. Frankenfield to the inside, Tooker to the inside, Campbell washing up. Frankenfield now has the lead, but David Tooker on his back bumper. 2 tires versus 4. This is what the 19 wanted to have happen. A battle between him and the 15. Here comes Ryan Lutz and Joshua Clark. Tooker to the outside. Burrell going around at the back. Ethan Burrell stuck to the inside wall. No yellow just yet, and now the caution does come out. But I think David Tooker had the lead when the yellow flag flew. And the 37 of Ethan Burrell has gone around. Let's see if we can back this turn 3 instant replay up and figure out what happened to him as he found that inside wall. Take another look at it. Brandon Key in the 2 on his outside. Slight contact, but enough to send the 37 down to the inside wall. And Ethan Burrell in our first attempt at a green-white checkered going around. But David Tooker did have the lead when that caution flag flew. Team Pro Edge, one reaping the benefits, one seeking. Well, one gonna have to try again next week as Ethan Burrell in the 37 machine. Worn up just enough, and he's gonna have to hit pit road. Seeing his chances of a race win go up in smoke. Another attempt at a green-white checkered. Lester Green in the 22, get free pass. Holy cow, this race has had it all, guys. We have seen spectacular door-to-door racing. We have seen very different tire strategies all race long. This is our 9th caution of the night. This caution here will create our 2nd attempt at a green-white checkered. Had 11 lead changes. Our fastest lap was by the 42 of Thomas George on lap 58 of a 51.704. Question from YouTube, what happened to Matthew Weeks in the 11 machine? Well, the 11 finds himself right now in 13th place. With as hard as everyone has been racing, it's very hard to keep up, so unfortunately I do not have any notes on the 11 as to why he went from 4th and battling for 5th back to 13th. That is where he finds himself right now. Your race leader, if you don't count the Ford Mustang, which I won't count. David Tooker in a Toyota Camry. I'm not sure that's much better. I am a GM guy. I work at a GM dealership. I like the GM cars. Go faster. What I gotta say. But a Toyota Camry piloted by David Tooker is leading this race. Ryan Lutz, Joshua Clark, all those also in a Toyota. Thomas George in the 42, the first proper race car out there, finds himself in 4th place. Lights have gone out on the pace car. We're going to try this green-white checkered thing once again. David Tooker in the 19. Ryan Lutz in the 66. Going to make up row number 1. Row 2 will be the 28 of Joshua Clark. The 42 of Thomas George. Row 3 will be the 94 of Kendall Noah Player and the 26 of Tyler Riggs. Field working its way out of turn 2. That is the second of 3 turns here at Pocono. 3 very distinct and unique turns at Pocono. Here we go once again. David Tooker wastes no time. Pace car gets out of his way. The 19 picks up the throttle and away they go. Green flag is out. Joshua Clark trying to get to the back bumper of the 19. Lutz in the 66 trying to make something happen on the outside. Down into turn 1. David Tooker, for the moment, has the lead. Ryan Lutz has the momentum on the outside. We got another one crashing in the back. Hard impact into the wall. That is Brent Jones in the 89 machine. No caution. We stay green. Ryan Lutz around the outside of David Tooker. Lutz to the lead. Tooker in the 19 machine finds himself in second now. Can he make something happen? White flag in the air for the 66. And now the yellow will fly. Caution flag coming out before they got to the start-finish line. That was for Brent Jones in the 89 machine. Try and back this up a little bit, see what happened to the 89. Hard contact with the 12 of Leininger. Came down across the nose of the 15. Caution did display late as they crossed the start-finish line because I am limited by iRacing and by overlay program, which is ATVO. Only pulls so much information, and when we go into a green-white checkered situation, timing and scoring only updates when they cross the start-finish line. That situation snookered all of us. I did not expect caution flag to fly for Brent Jones. I thought maybe he was far enough behind everybody. But after watching the replay, I realized that he spun down in front of the 15. We will have another attempt at a green-white checkered. With that being said, guys, I need to step away for just a minute, refill my water bottle once again. No one go anywhere. We'll be right back as David Westergreen in the 20.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As the lights have gone out on the pace car, we're looking at another green-white checkered attempt. Ryan Lutz in the 66, electing the outside lane. David Tooker in the 19 on the inside for row number 1. Row 2 will be made up of the 42 of Thomas George and the 28 of Joshua Clark. This race has seen it all. It has gone through the entire gambit of emotions. Will we see a first-time winner in the 19 of David Tooker or Thomas George? Will we see a repeat winner in the 66 of Brian Lutz? Joshua Clark in the 28, can't count him out either. It would be his first win of the season. But the lights have gone out on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back racing once again. The 19 of David Tooker, something happened to him. He's gone through the infield. Gets it sorted. Hoping everything is okay on the 19 machine. Not something you want to see right before a restart. And the 66 gets on the throttle as the green flag is back out. Joshua Clark in the 28 got a full head of steam. The 42 of Thomas George moving to the outside. David Tooker falling to third place, and Clark is going to turn the 66, the 19, and the 42 going to the wall. Battle for the race lead has gone horribly wrong and crashed the front of the field. David Tooker hard into the wall in the 19 machine. He has gone up in smoke, and his night is done with just a few laps left in this race. Ryan Lutz in the 66 trying to come down in front of the 28 of Clark. Thomas George going up in smoke. Take another look at this one. Clark made a move to the inside. Lutz tried to block. It was a little late. Matthew Weeks getting a piece of it. But George and Tooker up in smoke. And I think the 28 of Joshua Clark is going to be scored as the race leader. As he is out front trying to catch up. Maybe not catch up to the pace car. He is catching up to the pace car. So will we see another green-white checkered attempt? As the field closes in, I think we will. David Westergreen in the 22, quite possibly one of the only drivers that is loving seeing all of these green-white checkered attempts, as he is given the free pass once again. Westergreen finds himself 8 laps down now, but he has been able to pass all the cars that have gone behind the wall. The Westergreen scored in 22nd spot now. 23rd going to Logan Shea. He's done for the night. Chuck Sweeting done for the night in 23rd spot. The 24th place going to Joshua Furr. 26th, Tate Lytle. 27th, Brady Clark. Jared Rexing in 28th. 29th, Joshua Personette. Chris Jordan scored in 30th. 31st, Levi Zielinski. Jacob Bell scored with 32nd place. Bell not able to start this race though. So 31 drivers taking the green flag. Thomas George, Ryan Lutz, David Tooker, quite possibly unable to continue on. That would be 3 more cars out of the race. Brent Jones in the 89 machine, he has been on pit road for the last 10 minutes. So Pocono really starting to take a bite out of this field. And with timing and scoring not updating until each time they go across the start-finish line, Logan Shea checking in on YouTube. Logan, I haven't got to talk to you yet, but man, I hope I've been saying your last name correctly. If I'm not saying it right, please let me know. And grasping at straws from some of these names. Heck, I'm probably even saying Logan wrong. Brandon Key in the 2 machine, getting out on track before going a lap down. So the 28 of Joshua Clark. 1 pole position for Clark on the season. Acquired that at the Home Place Beer Co. 200 at Richmond Raceway. Tate Lytle, the eventual winner of the race. Tonight, here at Pocono, Tate finds himself out of the event, but Joshua Clark still out there on track. Could be Clark's first win of the season. Joshua Furr, our opening race winner, he is out of the race. Adam Meyer unable to start tonight's event. Brian Lutz part of this most recent caution. Looks like he's gone behind the wall. He is done for the night. So other than Chad Frankenfield, is still in this race, but finds himself mired in 10th place. He is the only driver out on track right now that has a win on the season. Possibility is very high that we will have a 7th winner of the season. 7th different winner, 7 different races. Lights have gone out on the pace car. Joshua Clark choosing the inside line. Kendall Noah player in the 94 for the first time. Restarting on the front row. What can the 94 do? Tyler Riggs in the 26. Side row 2 on his outside, the 86 of Ethan Reasoner. Fire blaze from YouTube. Once the 28 and the 11 get after it. Joshua Clark in a good spot to win this race. He is going to restart on the inside of row 1. The 11 machine of Matthew Weeks finds himself outside of row 3. Or I'm sorry, he's on the inside of row 4. I'm in a scoring catching me out there. Pace car is off. Clark gets on the throttle and away we go. Green-white checkered attempt. Once again, and Clark clean air as he heads off into turn number 1. Tyler Riggs in the 26 to the inside of the 94 of Noah Player. Looks like the 28. Oh, I'm sorry. That was someone else making a connection going up in smoke. That was the 3 of Scott Haney. I thought maybe that was the 28 that had just popped an engine, but no. Joshua Clark losing ground here. Kendall Noah Player out front in the 94 machine. And Kendall looking to take the white flag through turn 3. White flag in the air. Kendall Noah Player has one more lap to go. Tyler Riggs in the 26 trying to close the gap to him. Chad Frankenfield in the 15, trying to become the first repeat winner of the season. Making a move to the inside. Kendall trying to outrun all these cars behind him. The gap is closed. The 15 is there. Now the 15 is going to go sideways. Chad saves it, but he is going to lose a lot of ground. The 94 Kendall Noah player has one more corner to go. Tyler Riggs in the 26 trying to close up the gap. Can't get the run off the corner he needs. And Kendall Noah player going to cross the start finish line as your race winner. And the TSJ 101 is gonna go to the white and pink machine piloted by Kendall Noah player, picking up his first win of the season. And the 94 comes around onto the front stretch to celebrate. And what a race we had here tonight at Pocono. From out of nowhere, the 94 picks up his first win of the season. Burn it down, Kendall. You earned this one. Survive the carnage that was multiple green-white checkered attempts here at Pocono. While we wait for all of our drivers to make it here to the podium, see if we can get these top 3 drivers in for an interview. Go ahead and go through our finishing results. Kendall Noah player surviving a marathon event of green-white checkers comes out on top for the first time this season, winning the race. Tyler Riggs going to end up in second place. Joshua Clark in third. Matthew Weeks brings it home in fourth place. Ethan Reasoner fifth. Sixth place going to Rusty Capel. Seventh, Ethan Burrell. Richard Hines going to eighth. Ninth place, Matt Arcara. Chad Frankenfield crossing the line in 10th. Michael Goodman up to 11th. 12th place, Damian Leininger. Harold Campbell 13th. 14th going to Dallas Myhan. Stephen McGough. Gonna have to get with you on that one, Stephen. And please get with me. Brandon Key finishing in 16th. 17th going to the 3 is Scott Haney. Ryan Lutz in the 66 finishing 18th. 19th place going to David Tooker. 20th will be David Westergreen. 21st, Thomas George. Brent Jones, 22nd. 23rd, Logan Shea. Chuck Sweeting, 24th. 25th, Joshua Furr. Tate Lytle finishing 26th. 27th will be Brady Clark. Jared Rexing finishing 28th. 29th, Joshua Personette. Chris Jordan finishing 30th. 31st going to Levi Zielinski. And Jacob Bell, unable to start tonight's event, will be credited with 32nd spot. So it does look like we have our race winner ready for an interview. That is the 94 piloted by Kendall Noah player. Congratulations, Kendall, on your race win. Man, oh man, tell us about that race out there tonight.
I did the same thing that I did when I ran the Xfinity Pocono race here with us, which I won too. Pocono, sweet baby, woo! Time to take the golden horseshoe out of Pocono. But tried to stay clean. I had a code brown on that restart with the 66 and 28 getting together, but right after that, I just kind of watched the front, tried not to watch the rearview mirror so I didn't mess up.
Well, man, it was an amazing race from start to finish. What can you tell us about that last restart and how you were able to motor past the 28 to secure the race win?
I just talked with him. He said he underdrove it a little bit, and I think he might have had a little bit of nose damage, which hurt him a little bit. But when I saw him go into turn one, it kind of bogged down, and I kind of kept my momentum up. I was like, okay, here we go. That's the break that I needed.
When the 94 picks up its first win of the season, man, congratulations on that. You got to feel ecstatic, but man, I bet you are also just worn out as everyone else, as we had 19 extra laps here of overtime trying to settle this thing. What was going through your mind in all these restarts in the last half of the race?
Well, like I said, when with the Xfinity race at Pocono here back in a few months ago, we had the same thing happen. So I felt experienced with it. We had, I think, 24 extra laps that day, and we only had 19 today. So I can go take my celebratory dump a little bit earlier.
Well, there you go, man. An excellent power move on the outside heading into turn one for the race win. Congratulations, man. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank PRM for helping me. I had Logan, he had some damage, so he kind of watched me there at the end, coaching me through it. And Josh and Tyler for giving me the opportunity to race with them. It's a great team.
Well, the 94, your race winner here tonight, man. Once again, congratulations on the first win of the season for you. Job well done.
Thank y'all.
That is 94 Kendall Noah player picking up the race win. But man, another driver that came home in second place. That is the 26 of Tyler Riggs. Tyler, you bring it home in second. You found a way to work your car up to the front of the field, and once you got there, you were there for the entire event. Tell us what was going on out there with your race.
Well, and I'm not trying to like toot a horn or anything here, but I got no practice time this week. I'm a radio guy myself. We're putting on a trade show this week at my station, so it's been all hands on deck. Thankfully, though, I turned a lot of laps here when it's been in the public lobbies, whether it's A car, B car, or trucks. So I wasn't too worried about necessarily the track. But yeah, I mean, with the way it was, you just, especially in the Cup cars, you just got to be patient and pounce on opportunities to pass. Obviously, you're not trying to wreck anybody, but it's one of those deals where you just got to get your runs right and sometimes pick the right guy to go with, if you will, to follow through the pack. So, and that worked out today and stayed out of trouble. So that was the big thing.
Well, man, it was a marathon event, as I mentioned, with Kendall on these green white checkered attempts. How many of those were beneficial to you? Do you think maybe one too many, or that each one of them helped you out?
Well, green white checkers are always kind of toss up, especially in Cup on a track like this. It really depends on who you're behind, where you're starting at, and all that. So I was just trying to do my best to, especially when I'm up there in the top five, to make sure I'm not, slipping up and making a mistake to where on a restart like that, you could lose 5 spots easy. So I was just doing my best to kind of to hold strong there on the last lap. Unfortunately, I kind of Chad was coming on strong. I didn't really mean to run him down the tunnel like that. It was kind of a bang bang situation. So that's unfortunate because I don't ever want to do that to somebody, no matter the situation. I mean, and don't get me wrong, Kendall's my teammate. He's I'm PRM Motorsports. That's part of my deal, and he's one of our drivers. And I want to see him win, but the first thing I don't want to do is influence the race to the point where somebody's like, he took out a guy for his teammate. That's not what we're about. So unfortunate situation. But yeah, those restarts, man, you just gotta kind of throw your bows out a little bit and make sure you're not messing up too much.
Well, 26 comes home in second place here tonight at Pocono. Any shout outs or thank yous you would like to give for this second place finish?
Oh man, just all my PRM guys, we bring it every week. We go through some tough situations in terms of our boy Brady Clark. His son is newborn, and so he's going through with that. Logan today, or Logan Shea, he wasn't feeling well. He wasn't feeling great. So he came in and was a trooper and tried to race. Joshua Personette, my co-owner, had a great car today. Was running well, and unfortunately, Netco got him and ended his race early. But I got to thank all those guys. They make the team a lot of fun. It's a great environment. And then, of course, Chad and them for putting on the league like they do, and you guys for coming in and broadcast it. We can't thank you guys enough for that. And just all of our viewers out there that support it. We thank all of you.
Well, man, congratulations once again on the second place finish. Nice job out there tonight.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a good one.
That was Tyler Riggs finishing in second place. Now it's time to move on to our third place finisher. That is Joshua Clark in the 28 machine. Josh, man, at 28 looked like it had a shot at winning, but when the dust settled, you bring it home in third place. But looking at your car, how wadded up it is, that still has to feel pretty darn good.
Yeah, it feels great actually. I hate it for Ryan. We were just trying to, try to get down in turn one real hot and, just close hard racing, but I ended up with a chance there with another green white checkered, but I think that nose damage was just a little bit too much as I, gotten the one at speed and Kendall was just flying past me. But once I tucked in behind him, I was fine. I was able to hold even with Tyler for a little bit, but yeah, the nose damage killed me.
Well, the 28 does bring it home in third place here tonight. Tell us about your race leading up to it. Started all the way back in 19th place. At one point, you were even scored in 26th. You had to come through the field. What was that like?
Yeah, it was pretty tough to pass tonight. Once it got really spaced out, just the way the air works and everything. But I actually sped with 20 laps to go, and I figured my only shot was to ride around in the back at like half speed. And I think in that 3 or 4 laps before the yellow, I was already about half a lap down. So I stayed out and started 11th. And I was able to just to fly through the field like I was shot out of a cannon. I was up to fifth, I think, in like a lap or two. And I was running down the top three. And I think if it stayed green, I had a good chance at finishing second to my teammate, David Tucker. But unfortunately, that did not work out, but still got a good finish out of it.
Well, 28 did bring it home in third place here tonight. You got one pole on the season, so you have some speed in that car. Can we expect to see you maybe build off of this third place finish and get a win here before the end of the regular season?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I've been pretty competitive in the races that I get, a decent amount of practice in. That pole was at Richmond. I'm from Richmond, so that's my home track. I love racing there, so that's kind of where that speed came from. Unfortunately, ran into some trouble that race, but I like the tracks we've got coming up, and I think I've got a good shot. I think I'm looking pretty good in points, so I got an opportunity to go race for some wins here. So hopefully we'll get some.
Well, man, once again, congratulations on this third place finish. That 28 machine, though, I'm sure has a lot of people would like to thank. So now's your time. Let them know what you think of them.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all of my Pro Edge Racing teammates, Ethan, David, and Matthew, who were in the race tonight. Dan on Mondays. Those guys keep me motivated, through the rough weeks. Ethan's a great resource. He's really fast everywhere we go. I'd also like to thank my real life roommate Parker Brookfield. He runs occasionally. He got me into iRacing, so yeah.
All right. Well, man, congratulations on your third place finish. Nice job out there tonight, working your way through the field.
Thank you.
Joshua Clark, or Josh Clark, as I should say, able to bring it home in third despite the damage. Man, oh man, what a race we had here at Pocono. I don't know about you guys, but I am excited to go to Martinsville next Wednesday night right here at Turn 3. Hope you guys will join me. We're going to go live around 8 p.m. Central. That's 9 Eastern. Although I am from the Midwest, I don't understand that Eastern time. Y'all are just too slow, I guess. You're a little bit behind us. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining me tonight. I hope everyone enjoyed the show. I know I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed being out here. Yes, we had quite a few cautions. It was a marathon event of green, white checkers. But I'll tell you what, the racing was solid all night long. Thank you very much for joining me. My name was KR Stolfus, is KR, and I hope to see you all next Wednesday night. And until then, have a good night, guys.